Yar, mateys. This be episode 2 of Merfolk Summoner of Wu. We're here with Ultraviolent 4. In the last episode, we suffered dearly at the hands of the developers. Not only did we get owned in the early game, we died twice, lost our 8-game win streak. Lost the 7-game win streak. We were going for 8, not to be. But right at the end, we finally found the temple. I say finally, but it's D4, so it's still pretty early. And we did not find an altar for Wu. Dev's getting the last laugh. Having a look around the floor, I don't see any other altars, so it seems like we're going to have to wait at least until D5. And this is an example of why, if you're playing to win, you shouldn't be planning on particular gods, because you never know when you're going to find that one. So it might be as late as D9 that we'll find Wu. For the regular gods, you're only guaranteed to... Oh, it's only one of two. Dith and Wu, the only two. For all these regular gods, so not including Jiva, Bio, and Lagonu, you're not guaranteed to find an altar until D9. So yeah, can be a while if you're looking for one specific god. So we're just going to have to dive. And by dive, I mean just do more dungeon. We're also in a little bit of an awkward spot because we literally have no food. And we're hungry right now. Yeah, literally no rations at all. Fortunately, we have this +2 hunting sling of velocity. So we're going to use that rather than cast any spells that are going to further hunger us. I'm also training spellcasting and focusing that with the idea that with more spellcasting we can drop Call Imp at least to be hungerless. I mean, probably we should be fine. I'm not actually worried that we're going to starve, but this is less comfortable than I'm comfortable with. How's that for a sentence? Alright, so we'll keep training like this, I guess. We're not actually going to train slings because they're super OP even without any training. And a Merfolk has a -2 aptitude. So let's just keep going, I guess. We do have 2 potions of curing against the ant. Okay, we're getting poison. I'm going to make an imp. If I have to rest up to get our HP back... Hey, we found a ration. Alright, we're saved. Here's Enmund. What's he got? A fail of crushing. Alright, well we're going to have to make more summons against him. We got 2 white ones, which helps. And I'm just going to run away from him. Alright, thank you. Do I want his +2 flail of crushing? Probably. Although actually probably not. Because I'd rather just use things on the sling. Sorry, use the sling on things. So it doesn't matter. I don't really want to fight an iguana though. Yeah, there we go. Trying to get a good imp. Oh, he killed my shadow imp immediately. Ah, that's the white one. Okay. If the white one never hits, it will slow him. These iguanas bite for 15 damage, so they're no joke. I don't want to fight him one-on-one in melee. I just want my white imp to hit him. Okay, literally useless. Alright, here we go. We got another one. Just slow him. Alright, it's alright. Okay, dodging to 5. Here's Sigmund. He didn't wake up. Okay, I thought that was stepping around the corner. Turns out it wasn't. Okay, Sigmund's now noticed us. We happen to have curing on hand, and we have a ringmail that gives us cold resistance. So we're mostly afraid of his puff of flame, or throne flame rather. Fortunately, imps are super strong. Assuming we can get some of the good ones. That's a shadow imp that can see invisible, so that's useful if he goes invis. It also uses pain, which he can't do anything about. So we can still see him because he's invis. So I just need my shadow imp to pain him a couple of times. Oh, there's a long blade. Oh, it's a +2 Fashion of Flaming. Ooh, I think I want that. I just noticed it. Who had a Fashion of Flaming? Some random orc, maybe. I get the feeling that my Shadow Imp is not killing Sigmund. Oh, there you go. He gestured at something. Go again. My Shadow Imp's just wailing on him. Okay, and then eventually died. Let's get another. Okay, these are Iron Imps. They have good AC, but they don't see Invis. So until Sigmund comes back to being visible, we can't do a lot. Although if he ever does, we'll get him. Oh, there he is. Okay. Okay, we'll just hit him with the sling. It seems better. Alright, the reason I'm going to pick up the Fashion of Flaming is because in melee, we can get free riposte from this. And then we don't even have to use our turns. I'm not resting to get our magic points back because we still... Oh, that was one of our chunks of flesh. We only have one ration right now. We have an unknown potion though. Let me just ID that one. It's ambrosia. Okay. Well, that's a way to get our magic points back. Oh, right. Our auto pickup was off. That's why. Let's do this one as well. It's leak. A wand of paralysis is very useful. That's a Bullfrog Skeleton. This is probably a good time to pull out the longsword for free riposte. Pretty cool. We can just kill that even without any skill. I'm gonna pick up here the rapier. Not that I have any desire to use it right now, but a rapier is the biggest and heaviest short blade. And because we're stabbing stuff, we do want to use short blades. The reason I'm going to carry that, also because it seems applicable for a pirate somewhat, as do long blades really. But say we find an early brand weapon scroll, we could try to use it on that and pull a lek or something. Dowen, that means Duvessa's around. I usually prefer to kill Duvessa over Dowen. So I'm going to start running back up to the stairs. Although, if we could kill Dowen, when Duvessa turns up and goes berserk, we can then just go back upstairs. Oh, he has a robe of resistance. That's pretty amazing. I'm going to pick that up. That gives you a point of RC and a point of RF. Problem is, when you see Duvessa and she goes berserk, and then you go back upstairs, you then wait, but we have no food and we're hungry, so I don't really want to wait. Trying to yell? Okay, we heard a shout. Come in despair. Duvessa. Oh yeah, I was about to say she's about to jabate us. Alright, she's gone berserk. Alright, we're too far away from the stairs. I do have a scroll of blinking. But let's try the wand of paralysis on it. It's a 28% chance. Well, I'm feeling lucky. Yeah, I'm really not. Let's go again. If need be, we'll just blink back to the stairs. Okay, there we go. But this really came about because of the hunger situation. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been so impatient and I would have just stayed on the stairs for as long as it took. So now we've got to try to kill her. Probably the Falchion is better because we get some stab damage out of it. Oh my god, I can't even kill her. Okay, she's back to being berserk. So we went through a full paralysis there and she just didn't even nearly die. The good thing about this is that I'm expecting her berserk to run out kind of soon. So I'm going to make another imp. Yeah, and I'm just going to get away. And then I'll let the imps kill her. And let the imps kill the ogre. The crimson ones won't, but the white one will. There you go. And what do we get? I think we may as well pick up the short sword of Holy Wrath. Alright, we've got some food. Because we can use it to fight stuff like this, a centaur skeleton. And how are we going for spell hunger? We've still got spell hunger on core imp. Yeah, as soon as we found that Holy Wrath sword, the next 3 enemies we found have all been undead. I don't want to use it against an adder though, that's not real clever. I want to kill the adder. Okay, good. When the adder goes down, we can just walk away from a phantom. Or we could just shoot slings at it too, that would also work. So every time it gets adjacent to me, I'll just walk back, and then when it blinks, I'll shoot more slings. And that way, if things go well, it will never actually hit us. Have we got food? No, so I don't want to wait. If we had chunks, I'd wait. But I don't want to wait with no food. Oh man. Dungeon Crawl Hungry Soup is not real fun. Yep. I forgot my own plan, which is to use the falchion when enemies get adjacent to us so we can at least get free riposte. Oh, our spellcasting went to 5, so hang on, we're still hungry. That's not going to work. How are our other summoning spells? Call Imps down, Call Canine Familiars down to 10%. And that's the more hungry one, so we don't really want to use that. I'm going to say summonings to 7, and let's focus more spellcasting up to maybe 8. This is so sad. Sometimes have to do this with a Spriggan in the early game, because they can't eat chunks, only rations, and you get unlucky. But to have this happen on a Merfolk sucks. We don't have any remove curse yet, so we still can't try these rings. It's a Shadow Imp. That's okay. We can just kill it. Maybe the Holy Wrath short sword would be better, but I went with Riposte. We got another 8 charges of paralysis. That's pretty nice. And we're still looking for a Wu altar. Oh, there's a quokka. I feel bad killing quokkas. We're the ones who are meant to be doing summon small mammals. Enchant armor scroll. Let's put it on our gloves. Oh, yeah. I was about to say, maybe we should try the shield. I feel like we should, because we're trying not to cast spells as much as possible due to our hunger situation. So let's just put a shield on, and let's have a look. Oh, our spells become totally unusable. So that was pretty dangerous, considering that could have been cursed. I feel like this is unacceptable. I think there are still lots of situations where we'll need Core Imp, so I'm going to take that off. If we found a buckler, that could work. I went adjacent to the centaur, so that we'll stop shooting its bow at us. I think we're going to need to pull out paralysis. Come on now. Alright, there we go. The reason I was willing to even engage that at all is because I knew I had the paralysis as backup in case that went poorly. And an ogre. Just make imp friends. Paint him. Oh, I walked poorly. I gave a chance for the ogre to hit us there because I didn't walk properly. Oh hey, we found some more rations. There you go, we got 2 rations now. That's crazy. Too much food. There's a Wand of Clouds. Merfolk are plus 0 evocations. I don't know. It would probably be legit to train evocations, but I think our current plan is still fine. Plus, we're trying to do too much stuff anyway. I'm trying to play a stabbing Merfolk Summoner of Wu. I don't feel we have the skilling points to spare to also go into evocations. These wands are still really good. Where are they? There. Even with 0 evocations, so it's no big deal if we don't train for it. Plus, I've been doing a lot. Oh, I didn't know what that book is yet. I've been doing a lot of evocations, which probably freaks out all of you who know me well. I like to say I'm reformed, but I don't know. It's an ice beast, that's why I'm thinking about this. We do have cold resistance, so it's not that scary perhaps. And we have a Falchion of Flaming, it's probably fine. Let's make some imps first, and they're all the cold imps. It's the one enemy we don't actually want a cold imp against, because it's totally immune to cold. I like how the imp still is hurting it somehow, because it can hit for 4 damage. Okay, fair enough. The imp is punching. Okay, never mind, our imps are actually just killing it. Alright, we made it to 7 for summoning, so that's turned off for now. That's fine. We need a little bit more spell casting to get Call Imp down. And then, well, let's see what this book is. We went the complete other way. Okay, let me try again. Let's find out what this book is. More summoning stuff. Summon butterflies, super useful. Let's pick that one up. Animate Dead, I feel like we're not going to want to do. It's super busted, but Necromancy has a lot of crossover with summons. It's basically just, instead of summons, you get undead things. So I don't think we need to go that way. And Summon Hydra I doubt we'll use, but it's summoning, so who knows. Let's learn Summon Butterflies. This is probably going to be, let me just check its hungerless before I do this. It is. This is probably going to be really good for lunge spamming. So we can swap with the butterflies, whereas enemies can't. This is a very easy way to just spam lots and lots of summons, and then, yeah, lunge over and over again. That's a really, really good find, actually. Well, Idea Potion, which is brilliance, which is how I feel right now. I'm going to hide Summon Guardian Golem. I'm never going to use that. It is a Hexus spell, though, I'll note that. Alright, so that didn't change our training though. It gave us Summon Butterflies, but that was it. Well, I think we're still focusing spellcasting, but I think at this point I want to turn Stealth on. Yeah, let's try to get some stabbing going. 3 rations, wow. Okay, dodging to 7. Still no remove curse. Again, this is why you don't just try on random jewelry thinking, oh, we'll find remove curse any second or very soon, because sometimes you don't. And in this case, it's not even that we're looking for a double. We literally have never found a remove curse scroll. Did I speak too soon? There are 3. That's torment. Okay, no, not too soon. An ogre. I don't want a giant spiked ogre to be that close to me. So we'll just make 1 white imp and then walk away. Nice. It didn't even wake up as I switched weapons. So now we can hit it. We can try to stab it with the Holy Rash short sword. Okay. Nearly killed it, but not quite. We've only got, well, 3 stealth now, but no short blade skill. The amount of stab damage you do depends on both of those, stealth and short blade, sorry. And then it's not a dagger, so it's a short sword, so it does less damage as well. We're going to pick up this embroidered robe, but we're not going to try it because again we're lacking remove curse. So that could just be a -3 cursed robe. And we're still looking for Wu Jian. Not on D5 either. Well, onto D6 with some more rations. Okay, at this point I think I can stop just worrying about food. Call Imp's nearly hungerless as well. Bullfrog is scary. They're fast and they hit quite hard. They're susceptible to cold though, so a white imp will just kill them. As shown. Exhibit A. Another one. I'm also seeing crystal walls here, which indicates, and a fountain. So that's probably some sort of god vault. Okay. I was like, there's no way we're going to stab this frog. The only reason I kept running in is because we got the cold imp. If that hadn't happened, I would have tried to avoid it and gone straight for this. Actually, this looks like a scary a scary vault rather than just a god vault. It's quite big and symmetrical. There's another ice beast. Yeah, I knew it saw me. It's alright, we've got a Falchion of Flaming and cold resistance. And another one. Okay, good. That was getting dangerously close. Necrophage. Alright. Go for the Falchion of Flaming Stab. Stealth increases to 4. I think we're just going to keep going more decks. I did not look up how a Merfolk levels, so I'm still not sure. But I don't think we need a lot more strength this game. And I also similarly don't think we need lots of int. I'd rather just be super stealthy. And then we can just... If nothing ever wakes up, you never have to fight anything, right? That's how you play a stabber. You just sneak up on everything, right? I've got 3 Crimson Imps. They're probably not going to do much. Let's make another one. Get another Crimson Imp. Well, an Iron Imp doesn't help us much either. I'm just going to keep... There we go. Spamming Imps till we get a white one. Good. This might be a Remove Curse. It's Immolation. Never mind. A white pack. Well, we do have a short sword of Holy Wrath, but I'm also cognizant of the fact that we could get super drained here. We don't get drained at all. Finally got hit. There are only 2? Yeah, there were definitely more. Okay, I definitely don't want to be getting hit by multiple wraiths though. This might be the time to make a canine familiar. Okay. That one does definitely depend on spell power. So as you get more spell power, your canines will get stronger. Eventually they'll become wargs. And they'll also be wolves before then. A new book with confusing touch in it. Alright, well this is amazing. So I'm an aptitude, but I'm super happy about confusing touch. This spell is one of the strongest spells in the game at the moment. So it works on all weapons. Whereas I don't know if you remember it or if you've used it much. But it used to only work on unarmed combat. So it was really nice for something like a Feelid or a Troll, but sort of a weird spell that you didn't use too often. But now with it working on every single weapon, and it being a level 1 spell that ignores MR to confuse stuff, that is super, super OP. So that is immediately going into our spell list. Animate Skeleton is also really good, but again, I don't think I'll bother. Just because it's overlapping with our whole summon thing. Okay, so we're immediately learning Confusing Touch. And we're immediately going to spam some hexes. We probably don't need much because it's a level 1 spell. And the thing is, its spell power only affects its duration. So as long as you can cast the thing, it's just as potent as it would be without... Wait, I don't know what I'm saying anymore. It's just as potent as it would be if you trained 27 hexes. Let's take it to maybe 3 skill. Yeah, but this will basically allow us to be a quote-unquote non-hex stabber with Wu. I mean, I know Confusing Touch is a hex, but we're not using Ensorcelled Hibernation or Confusion or any of those other normal hex spells that you'd use. And I'm going to put that on a macro. No, I'm not. I'm just going to change Summon Small Mammal with Confusing Touch. Okay, cool. Alright, does not work on range weapons, unfortunately. That would be super broken. If you could shoot sling bullets and confuse stuff. Oh yeah, we can't use it just yet, so I won't show it to you. Or will I? It's white. It's not yellow, so it shouldn't matter. Let's have a go. Alright, so if you can do it, your hands begin to glow red, which seems weird because it should be affecting our weapon. If you look at the top right, we've got a status called touch. When you have touch up, your attacks are more accurate, but they do no damage. So you'll keep hitting the thing, and until it works, your touch status will stay up. There's no way to cancel it, as far as I'm aware. I'll check next time, but I'm pretty sure you can't cancel it. Anyway, when it takes effect and you confuse the monster, or when it runs out because the duration's over, you'll go back to normal. So see, our touch status is gone. So now it's confused. Now we can stab it. Too easy. That's so super OP. He has a ringmail of fire resistance. Also, we just saw grinder, which is a bit scary. Or is it? Because we've got 13 paralysis charges with a 46% chance to get grinder. Okay, well, grinder paralyzed us. Alright, there we go. And we're just going to stab with the short sword of Holy Wrath. We've got 4 stealth now, so we should do decent amounts of stab damage, especially with a Holy Wrath sword on grinder, who is susceptible to it. You see that grinder was convulsing. She's a demon. Where's our confusing touch? It's already down to 22%. Man, our book luck has been amazing, even if we haven't been able to find our god. Hey, speaking of finding our god, there it is. I'm going to pick up the ringmail of fire resistance. If we ever find a volcano, that might be something that we want to do. Here's the ornate altar of the Wu Jian Council. We're going to kneel here. So Wu Jian is basically the martial arts god. The god of karate. Disciples of the council are able to execute acrobatic martial maneuvers such as wall jumps, spinning attacks, and punishing lunges. You'll eventually be able to request help in the form of a storm of heavenly clouds. Alright, granted powers. Let's just join first. Okay, you can now perform damaging attacks by moving towards foes. So you get the lunge ability as soon as you worship. And how that works, and that's going to be the basis of our stabbing and summon abuse with Wu, is that say the enemy was on this tile here, where the door and the whip are. When we step in, like this, when we directly step into the monster, we'll get a lunge attacks. And lunges do bonus damage. If I hit carrot twice, we actually get a little... it doesn't tell us the number. I think it's... I'm pretty sure lunge is 1.3, as in 130% damage. And then the whirlwind strike is 70%. So that's why those two balance out. Although we can't whirlwind yet, so I can't show you that one yet. But we're going to look at that page again. So the lunge is the one that I just showed you, where you directly move at an enemy for extra damage, and you can stab when you do that. Whirlwind, you move when you're adjacent to a monster. It does AoE, but it also can pin enemies to the tile that they're on. So that's how you lunge and whirlwind. You whirlwind to pin, you move back a tile, and then you get a new lunge. So you do the... say you lunge first, you do the bonus attack, you then do the weaker attack to pin, you move back, and then you can lunge again. So you're going strong, weak, and it balances out. But with summons, if we're switching and lunging, we can go bonus attack, step back through the summon, the monster can't follow us, bonus attack, and then just keep repeating that. So it's like all our attacks are going to be bonus damage. The other cool thing is that the amount of attacks you do when you lunge or whirlwind strike depend on how quickly your weapon swings. And because we're going to be using short blades primarily as a stabber, they're really fast. So when we lunge stuff, we potentially going to get multiple attacks off. So that should be cool too. Let's see. Wu Jian is... I thought Wu was an invocations god. Apparently that's not the case. Alright, well that's cool. So we don't have to train invocations either. I thought you did. I've only ever played one Wu Jian game before. Well, two because I died the first time. Which was a Minotaur Transmuter. So I haven't had a huge amount of experience with this god, but I did quite enjoy it when I played it. The other things that you get a wall jump. I've put in my RC file the option to use an ability to wall jump. So it used to be the case that if you accidentally walked into walls, you'd wall jump. But I complained about that one, so it got put in as an option, an option where you only use it as an ability. You get Serpent Slash eventually, which allows you to move twice. It's good as an escape ability, but it also lets you get 2 attacking moves if you want. And finally, you get Heavenly Storm, which is sort of maybe a bit too much to explain now, but basically you get 1,000,000 slaying as long as you're performing martial attacks. And you just keep doing it and you get plus 20 slay, and it's just insane. Cool. You get piety for Wu just by killing stuff. That's it, you just kill stuff. Kill a bee zombie. Alright, let's try and sneak up on it. Yeah, we can't. No, we can just fight a killer bee zombie, especially with the short sword of Holy Wrath. Let's check our spellcasting, our hunger. We have no hunger on anything except Canine Familiar. Okay, well, we're almost at 8, which is where we're taking it, but I'm going to stop focusing it, and I'm going to turn on Short Blade Training, which is also a weapon that we're going for. So for a dagger to Mindale is 10. I'm going to set a skill target at 10. And I would love to train fighting, but I don't think we can afford it right now. Maybe once we stop hexes and we stop spellcasting, we can do some fighting for extra HP. Okay, bunch of gold. Yep, you see there? I wasn't expecting it because I've never done a lunge stabber, but we lunged in, and we got to stab in the lunge. So we would have got extra bonus damage, and then we just killed it in one go. It's quite amazing that we've never found a branded dagger. Normally they're extremely common in the early game, but we're on to D7 now and we've never seen a single one. Okay, that one does not count because it's diagonal. You have to be going directly into the enemy. So from one of the 4 cardinal directions in order to get the lunge stab. But we can get a regular stab, that also works. Alright. That ogre is really hard to lunge as well because the tile that we want to lunge from has a wall in it. We'll make some summons. Okay, we got 2 white imps, they'll just kill it. Or we could just... Okay, well we stabbed it but we did not kill it. The ogre has a lot more HP than the other things we've been stabbing. And this is still a short sword, not a dagger. And we still don't have much in the way of short blades training. An ice beast. Oh, wait, that counts as well. It's not only the 4 cardinal directions. You can come from 8 different directions. As long as it's a direct diagonal, that works as well. So we did get a lunge there. Failed to defend itself. Again, we didn't kill it. That's okay. We'll pull out our Falchion of Flaming, and that will make short work of it. Hexes go to 2. Confusing Touch is at 16. We'll keep going up to 3, which was the plan. Alright, I'm just thinking, how do I kill the hound? Just kill it. It's not really that scary. We've still never found a remove curse scroll. I feel really bad about killing quackers, but here's another lunge stab. Yeah. Alright, so I waited a turn there to butcher the corpse, but the other thing I was doing is I was allowing the bullfrog to get closer to us, because you want to use this final closing one to lunge in. You get a bonus attack. Well, I don't know, you sort of do and you don't. Depends on what enemy you're fighting. If it's something like a double-headed ogre, you probably don't, because then it's going to hit you back. But still, something to think about. Harold. D7 Harold is really scary. That's way too early. He's got Harpoon Shot. He hits for 20 damage plus his Battle Axe. He probably has a bunch of throwing nets and he can mark you. And as you see there, it was a 91% chance to mark us. I'm just going to shut that door. We're going to X him out and we're just never going to go back in there. We can come back a long time in the future maybe. Some javelins. Javelins of returning. If I really want to hit something from range, I'd probably rather just do the hunting sling. So I'm not going to bother. Alright. When you see one orc, that often means more. But I'm going to try to sneak in all the same. Okay, it does mean more. It means a lot more. Needles of sleeping. Can we just kill this with friends? The thing about trying to use summon lunging here is that the orc priest can just smite us through the summons anyway, so they won't care at all. Yeah, I think we're just going to go back upstairs. I'm going to pull one orc priest with us though, and we can test out this hatch. We are doing an orb run again, so we do want to check hatches up for our optimal orb run path. Now that we've got the orc priest on its own, I think this is a confusing touch moment. A very touching moment indeed. And we confuse it and then it's done. Confusion just got buffed on monsters, so they can still follow you more than they used to. But still, if you confuse a monster, you're probably going to kill it fairly easily. We found 2 more scrolls of things. We're going to look for remove curse. There's one, so the next one we can start trying rings, and there's a fear scroll. A bunch of nulls. This might be the time to start trying our strategy. So we have a summon between us and the null. We step in, we get a lunge attack, which means we get bonus damage, and now we can step back to our summon and we just go again. So okay, well our lunge missed. Oh no, we didn't. Our lunge hit. Alright, yeah, so basically all of our attacks, we're getting bonus damage here. Your attack speed is too slow for a blow to land. Well, that's because I'm using a long sword here without any long blade skill, so that's fair enough. But you get the idea of this. Seems pretty busted. Okay, cool. So yeah, all our attacks would be 1.3 damage there. 130% damage. New book. Hang on, let me just snab a steak. Let me stab a snake. Nice. Corona, slow, inner flame, portal projectile, cause fear, latest liquefaction. So these are more hexes spells. Of those, I think cause fear is probably the one that we're likely to use there. Although actually Corona is like a poor man's see invis. I'm going to put it in our list because maybe we'll find some invis monster and we'll do an MLG memorization and then we'll Corona it and it'll be amazing. But yeah, not that I'm going to be in a hurry to use it, but cause fear is something we potentially could use. Yeah, that's all there is to it. It's a hex. We've trained some hexes, we might train more. That's an electric eel on D7, that's pretty early. I could paralyze that, but I don't really see why. Actually, why don't I polymorph it? Change it into something that's not an eel. Apparently I can't. There we go, I turn it into a bee. Well, that's probably better. I can confusing touch it. Let me just deal with the orc first. Okay, so the main thing about bees is that they have really high evasion, but with confusing touch, our attacks will be more accurate. Okay, the problem is that it's really fast, so it's running away while confused. It's alright. They won't do that as much anymore though with the confusion change, because a third of the time they'll actually run after you. Here's a hippogriff. We can do a similar thing. We're gonna spam summons. Let's get confusing touch up. And then, can I lunge confusing touch? Yes, I can. That's pretty sick. So we stepped through our summon, we confused it, and now we can just kill it with stabs while it's confused. Oh, another thing I just realized. While confused enemies are running away from you, you can lunge attack them as well. That's really sick. Confusing touch is at 11% failure. Is that good enough? Let's do a little bit more. We'll take hexes to 4. We'll just have it be really reliable. Yeah, we'll take it to 4. It's okay. Spellcasting is about to turn off. Yeah, one more level of hexes is no big deal. Alright, I don't want to fight the Orc Priest. But fortunately, because we're training stealth right now, we're at 5 stealth. We can kind of avoid detection somewhat. I should have preemptively done a confusing touch. Alright, that lunge confusing touch is really something. He had a potion of lignification as well. Sky Beast. Well, talked about learning Corona. That's alright. The Shadow Imp can see Invis, so it can just kill it for us. I can also bring confusing touch up. Did I get it? No. I don't know if we killed it. I don't think we did. The shadow's still. Oh, it's down there. Okay. I think because I confused it and then it wandered off. But the useful thing that it did is it just made us some puddles of water. So, as a merfolk in the early game especially, we're better off fighting in the water. We don't have any boots to meld, but it just gives us bonus evasion. So have a look top right. We're 15 evasion on land and 19 in water. Oh yeah, this is a whole big water vault. So we can fight stuff in here. Yeah, so this Orc Warrior for instance, bring him back to the water so that we're more evasive. Although, you gotta watch out, he's throwing stones. And the stones, for throwing stones, it still uses his base damage. So he can technically do 20 damage plus the stone just by throwing it. So that's no joke actually. In which case, I maybe don't want to be in the water because it's so in the open. He has a lot of stone throwing time. Let's preemptively get some imps out. And I'm going to try to confusing touch him. If he comes, apparently we're too stealthy. We're more stealthy in water as well. Okay, he's coming. Let's get behind our imps. Let's also make just a ton of butterflies right now. It's going to make it a lot harder for him to hit us with stones if there are a million butterflies around. And when he finally gets to us, if he ever does, we'll confusing touch him. Okay, bring the confusing touch up now. We'll try a lunge. And the thing here about this summoning strategy is if we don't confuse him on this confusing touch attempt, we can just run away through our summons. Whereas one of the main issues for stabbers, especially if you're not someone fast like a Spriggan, is that once you get into melee range against a dangerous enemy, it's quite dangerous for you because you have no means of disengaging. But with all these summons, we can easily get away. So let's try it. We step in. This is a good example. So we hit him, but we didn't confuse him. But now because we have summons behind us, I can just swap back through my butterfly and then he can just nail us with stones. It's alright. Let's make... What are we going to make? More butterflies probably? Yeah, okay. These will all block stones. They have evasion, so you can't rely too much on butterflies to block projectiles. But they are allowing us to get away here. And I really don't want to eat my rations. We still only have 4. I don't know. 4 is probably plenty, but I still have in my mind that we're fighting hunger. He's still super dangerous when he potentially still has stones. I'm not able to see if he has any on him right now, but we're going to try the same play. We're confusing touch in. We missed him, so now we're going to just back up to our butterflies again. Okay, he's nailing us with stones. He's probably too dangerous actually. I think we're just going to move on. It looks like we've done most of this floor. You know what? I could very easily just paralyze him. It's okay. I'm just going to move on for now. We can come back up in a little bit. Harold's also on this floor. And he's quite dangerous. Alright, I'm going for the greed play. Oh, he woke up right in time. Well, we have curing. We also have lignification. So we shouldn't die to a water moccasin. Especially if we confusing touch it. We got him. Oh, we whirlwind pinned. Okay, we made it to 1 pip of piety, it looks like. We have. So we can now whirlwind pin stuff. So you see that little status icon there, which I made, by the way. That is to show that something is pinned in place. It has to use a movement turn to break out of it. It also allows you to do AoE. So for any monster that you're adjacent to and you move to another adjacent tile, you could potentially whirlwind attack them, but for reduced damage. So if I move left here, we'd be hitting both of them potentially. Oops, I accidentally moved the other way. I'm just trying to demonstrate. I didn't mean to actually do that. My bad. Let's pick a new floor. We're near starving, so we might have to eat in a sec here. Yeah, whites don't give us food either. Alright, let's eat a ration. It's unfortunate, but that's what it is. The lunge confusing touch is great. Okay, well that one didn't work. So I'm going to use the same play here. Unfortunately, he has a polearm, so he can reach through our butterflies when we get into lunge position. So maybe I'll try to make some summons that can actually attack. Will I? No, we can just lunge in like this. Through our summons, through our butterflies. Okay, that worked pretty well. There you go. And a puff of frost finished it off. Finished off the white. What my mind was thinking, I think. A gadget shop. Also the upstairs for a bit that we haven't explored. I'm just gonna go see. Alright, that was probably dangerous. I could have ended up in this room with Harold. And then he could have hook shot us in. Alright. This is the thing I really like about Wu. It really lets you make some interesting plays. So this guy's whirlwind pinned. This guy's whirlwind pinned. So he can't follow us. So I can step to the left here. We whirlwind strike that one. And then because he was pinned, we now get an extra lunge in. Okay, and let's make friends. So we can keep doing this lunge thing. Oh, one of these has a dagger of venom. Okay, well that's a great find. I should also be using the Falchion of Flaming to do this. Oh man, the value from that one. Okay. Oh, he had a blowgun as well. Alright, we're going to pick up all these things. The blowgun, the poison needles. I don't remember if I've been using poison needles from... or picking up the needles from earlier. I don't think so. We probably should go do that. Man, I really wish we had a remove curse. But we're going to pick up that dagger of venom as well. That's going to be our main weapon now. That's really strong with the whole lunging through summons things, because then we can just run away while the enemy is taking damage over time. It's also a dagger, so it gives us higher stab damage than the short sword has been. This is going to be our main weapon instead of the hunting sling. Okay, Because I've been trying to sneak up on stuff instead of hitting it from range. Yeah, like that. Because if you sneak up on it and you stab it and kill it, you don't have to fight it. Points to head. We're still, yeah, looking for a remove curse. Oh wait, this is the Howard floor again. I was looking at that thinking, this looks like the layout where we fought the Orc Warrior. I remember now, it's because we took the hatch up. I should not be doing this. Let's go back to D8. Oh right, yeah, we got this shop here. So we could buy an acid wand, which is probably the most powerful thing here that we could afford. A File of Floods is also interesting because we can use it to make water. Or I could also just hold on to my gold. I think I will, because floors that have shops on it are likely to have multiple shops. So we can at least clear the floor and see what else is around before we commit to spending all our gold. Whites again. That's fine. He's another halberd guy, but this one isn't. So he's gonna fall prey to our tricks here. I don't know if this is what the devs intended you to do with Wu Jian, but it's pretty funny. Okay. Well, this one, it's kind of the same thing, but it's just that he's not going to follow us because he's got polearms. He's actually just killing us. Okay, never mind. We'll just walk away. Never mind. Where's our upstairs over there? I really like to kill him though. Let me make a summon. Let me check my spell hunger. We have spell hunger on Call Imp again? Oh, because we've been drained. It's like, that doesn't make sense, but it does. We're just going to go up. And pick a new stair again. Right, the water moccasin. Okay. Oh yeah, confusing touch. Okay. I keep forgetting what we're doing. Okay, so when I was fighting the whites like that, I should have confusing touched. Because then we could have just stabbed it. Like that. Okay, short blades goes up to 3, spellcasting to 8, which is our limit. Hexes, it's hard to tell how close it is to 4 because we're drained. I really don't want to go down to 2 rations. He did not give me a corpse, so never mind, we found a new one. Okay. The black bear. Okay, the black bear is scary because it can go berserk at any HP now. Not only when it's about to die. So I'm going to preemptively make all my summons. So we have a way to run out of here. And everything's gone. There they are. I'm going to confusing touch it as well. Alright, got it. And these guys all have reaching. Every single one of them. So I'm going to back up through our summons. Try to fight those one at a time. Maybe if we make... Do we have more food on us? No. I was going to say, if we had chunks, maybe I'd make a canine familiar. But I don't really feel comfortable with that, with no food. Where's my Holy Ras short sword? Yeah, the problem with backing up and then resting is that we're going to have to eat anyway. So maybe I do just make the canine familiar. It's fast, so it can chase after them getting attacks. Okay, it just died. Never mind. Alright, going for more confusing touches. Alright, I don't want to mess around anymore. Our upstairs is so far away though. We're near starving. I'm just going to go for the confusing touch. There you go, because it works every time. Yeah, it's fine. Hexes go to 4, so that can turn off now. And at that point, I think... What did I say I wanted to do? I think I want to focus my stealth so that we get that up a bit. We're going to focus short blades. Because that's sort of our main way of killing things right now, is stabbing. So we'll go stealth and short blades, and I'm also going to turn on fighting. So training a bunch of things at once, but that's the way I like it. So that's the way we'll do it. And I think that's going to be it for episode 2. So if you join me in the next one, we'll try to find some food. And I don't know, we'll try to find Lair, I guess. See you then.